is time to update our net worth, and we have spent a ton of money this past month. So let's see how that affected us. Here's our net worth for May 2023. Hey there, I'm Brittany Flammer, a financial coach with videos here all about budgeting and money saving tips for you and your family. I personally am a spreadsheet person, so I like to track our net worth in a spreadsheet. In the comments down below, let me know how you like to track it. If you use a budgeting app, or you like to use pen and paper, or you don't track it at all, I'd be curious to know in the comments down below. Okay, pulling up our spreadsheet, I like to start with our cash. This is money we have on hand or access to very quickly. So this would include our checking account, which is at $8,206. We do like to keep a buffer in our checking account. It used to be, when we were inconsistent income, we used to like to keep a full month of expenses in there. But now we are very stable. We have the same income every month. I just like to keep a buffer of $1,000 in there, just personal preference. There's no right or wrong, but I do like having a buffer. But this number is higher than normal because we have a ton of expenses that we have paid for, but the money hasn't actually come out of our account yet. So it's kind of in process. So that's why we have so much in there. And I actually recently added another column to show the difference from month to month. I haven't added this to my template that I sell on Etsy, but if I'm testing it out, if I like it, I will include it. So we're at 4,500 more than last month, but that will be changing as soon as all that money comes out of our account. Savings accounts, this is at 1,227. This is just a few sinking funds at our local bank. And we put some money into it every month, but we've been paying for, summer's coming up, so we've been paying for camps and things like that for our kids. So it's gone down by over $100. Business accounts, I am a financial coach, so everything I earn, we've always kept separate from our personal accounts, but they used to be at the same bank. Now I have moved it to an online bank, totally separate from all of our personal money. And it's at $3,661, went up this month. Emergency fund went up by $54 because we keep our emergency fund in an online savings account all by itself. So it's all alone in its online savings account, but it earns interest. So we earn $54, and I just let that interest sit there and accrue. Online savings account, we have 48,000, almost 48,500 in an online savings account. Now, I love online savings accounts because you have access to your money within a couple of days. You could have it, but it does earn some interest. So this is great for money that you want to spend in the next couple of years. So you don't want it invested because there's risk with that. So we bought our house 2 years ago, and we've been doing lots of house projects. So we have had a lot of money in online savings accounts. This summer, we are adding a garage and building it. So that's why we have so much money. Otherwise, we wouldn't normally have that much money in online savings. But I do love online savings. There are some great, I haven't ever had a bad experience with one, but some of my favorites, I'll play at the end right up there. I'll have a video with my favorite online savings accounts. So ours went down by almost 2,000. That's because we are, our whole family is going volunteering for a week in Ecuador this summer, and I had to pay some of the volunteer fees, and we reserved an Airbnb and a rental car, things like that. So that's why it's gone down. Our health savings account has also gone down by over $500. We had some eye exams, we bought contacts, we had a dentist appointment. So we just had some of those expenses. So overall, total cash has gone up. It's at $80,993. So it's gone up, which is always good. Now let's look at our investments. This is all the different money we have in various investments. We have mutual funds, which are at almost $18,000, went up by $539, and we did not add any money to it. We were adding a little bit every month as an investment, a medium-term investment, like in the next 10 years, once we get our house paid off, we want to buy a rental property, but we've decided to focus on paying off our house first. So rather than putting money into this mutual fund, we are putting it towards our mortgage. So it went up without us adding anything in it. My husband's Roth IRA has $26,610. We did not add anything to this. He currently, money is taken out of his paycheck to a different retirement account. So we still have this, but we haven't been adding, but it still went up by over $800. My Roth IRA, we are currently adding to. We added this past month $275. So we're at $32,577. So it went up over $2,000, even though we only added $275. This retirement account is from previous retirement, and you can, once you get a new job, you can roll it over. We rolled one into another, but we did not roll it into my husband's current retirement because the plan he currently has does not offer very much. And the plan that this was in was better, so we just left it there. So we're not adding anything to it, but it did earn $600 this month. This account is my husband's current retirement, and out of his paycheck, 300 and something, 350, I think, three something, gets put into this retirement account. And then once a year, his employer makes their contribution. So it went up 1,600, even though we only added 300 something. Our kids 529. I know technically this is for our kids, but I like to check on this when I'm checking our net worth. And so I've included it here, but we have 6,971. It went up by 231. We did not add anything this month. We usually add money on their birthdays and at Christmas time. Then occasionally when we have a windfall of money, we'll put a little bit in there as well. Both my husband and I paid for schooling ourselves. And so we have told our kids they will have to pay for their own college. Their grandparents give them a little bit of money, and that's invested so that they'll have a little bit when it's time for them to go to college, but they know they have to pay. When they make money now, even our 6-year-old, if he makes money, some of it has to go in towards savings for college. So we do want to be in the position financially to help them if they need help, but we're not planning on paying for college for them. Controversial subject, I know. That's just our take on it with our kids. So our total investments have gone up. We're at $180,753. So went up by almost $6,000. We only added a few hundred to it. Now moving on to our physical assets. There is so much you can include in this. Basically anything you own that you could sell and make money, you could include here. So this could be a very long list. I only include our house and our cars. Our house is our largest asset. It is valued at $670,400. This is just according to Zillow because that's what I started when I first started tracking our net worth. And I know it's not the most accurate, but it's consistent. So that's just what we use. So it's gone up $11,000. I've mentioned this in previous videos. Houses are a good investment, but they are a long-term investment. They traditionally appreciate at 4% per year, which would be 0.3, 0.6% a month, something like that. I can't do the math. Whatever 4% divided by 12 is how much it should appreciate per month. The last few years, the housing market went crazy. So a more recent number I saw, since 2012, the average annual rate of appreciation has been 7-point-something%. So ours appreciated $11,000 this month, which is 2%. But that's a monthly appreciation. So 2 times 12 would be 24. So that would be an annual appreciation of 24. So it did go up more than would be expected. The average rate of appreciation would be going up like $4,000 a month. So it still went up more than anticipated. Our vehicles all went down in value. Now, I never used to include our vehicles on our net worth because we buy used cars, we drive them until they die, and then we get rid of them. But one month we purchased a new vehicle, and all of a sudden our net worth went down quite a bit because we paid cash for it, so that cash was gone. And I wasn't tracking the value of them, so I've started including them in our net worth, but it's a pain to track them, to log into Kelley Blue Book and figure out their value every month. I'm getting lazy. So I looked up, supposedly they appreciate 1% per month. So all I did was figure out the value subtracting 1%, because that's easier than looking them up. So it's not the most accurate, but I'm doing it. So total physical assets, 694, which means our total assets just under $1,956,300. But we have not yet included our debt. So everything we owe money on, like most Americans, our house is our largest debt. So our mortgage is just under $125,000. This is how much we owe on our house. And it went down by $760. We just made the regular monthly payment. And out of our $1,300 payment, only $760 of it actually goes to principal. So we are trying to pay it off early, adding extra payments as often as possible, but we did not add any this month. Now, credit cards, I know, are rather controversial as well, especially if you follow Dave Ramsey. We use credit cards. We treat them like a debit card. And I know studies show you still spend more money with a credit card than you would with cash, but it's what works for us. We have one main credit card. We put almost everything on, and that is currently at $2,043. And I mentioned earlier, we have a ton in our checking account. I have paid off our credit cards, but the money hasn't come out of our account yet. So that's why we have so much in our checking. So I've paid off our credit card. It just hasn't transferred over yet. But then we did open up a new credit card, a Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is great for travel, and we got a huge bonus. So it will probably cover, with that bonus and what we've used it for, it will probably cover one full trip of ours to South Africa for one of us. So all of our vacation expenses we are putting on this card to keep it separate. And like I said, we are volunteering, so we paid our volunteering fee, and we booked an Airbnb and a car rental. So that's all on our vacation trip, and we have paid it. It just hasn't come out of our account yet. So that went up by over $2,000, almost $3,000. And this third credit card is one at a local hardware store. We get 5% off when we use their card. So we use their card just for our house maintenance, house update type stuff to get the 5% off. And that's at $342. So our debt went up. We're at $130,402. Went up by over $4,000. Total overall net worth $825,898, which is huge. It went up by almost $15,000 this month. Now, I know there's been a lot of controversy on whether or not you should include your house in, because I'm not going into that now, but I track our house in our net worth. But I've also started tracking our net worth without the house. So that's currently $155,500, which has gone up almost $4,000 from last month. If you are interested in an online savings account, want to find the best one for you, check out that video right up there. Otherwise, in the comments, let me know, in the comments down below, let me know how you track your net worth. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.